Let's polish the edge on this knife. The first thing you're going to do is bend back the corner of your polish tape, pull off the backing, line it up with the end of the blank, and just slide it onto the blank like that. And then take a clean paper towel and press it into place. You don't really want to get the oil off your finger on the tapes. So we're going to do both tapes. That was the 2000. This is the 3000. I just line it up on each side, slide it to the end of the blank, lay it down. But if you do, if it gets bubbles under it or it's not straight, just pull it up, you can put it back down again. And they'll go up and down many, many times. I use the tapes dry most of the time. Sometimes I'll put just a drop of water on them when I'm finishing. And often, if the knife has a very unusual shape, you may catch the blade on the tape and cut it. So I often do pull strokes when I first go down the blade until I realize I'm not going to get any catches. Then I can start going back and forth. Now we're removing the burr automatically. There's nothing you have to do to remove the burr once you go to the tapes. The tapes are so fine, they just simply cut the burr off. And then there's no micro serration on the knife. So that's one of the reasons that the polished edge doesn't work very well on a kitchen knife. Because when you go to cut a tomato, there's nothing to get through the skin. Because you'll see that the edge of this knife, it's not quite smooth yet, but it's getting smoother. By the time I get it all the way up to the 3000, it'll be perfectly smooth. Now, especially when you're polishing a tactical knife like this, there's one other little trick you might do. Put just a little bit of marker on the blade and make sure that your polish tape is cutting. And you see that's why that edge wasn't smooth. See, I'm not cutting quite to the edge of the knife. So I'm going to pick my pivot up just not even the width of the mark. And I'll test it again and see if we're not, because when you polish, you just polish, and see there, cut a little piece out of the tape. So I should have started with a pull stroke. Here we go. The tapes can get cut up, and as long as they're still working, keep using them. So I'm doing pull strokes on both sides of this till I can get it smoothed out and going. There we go. Okay. Now the edge is pretty smooth. But when you're cutting anything hard, like wood, plastic, the polished edge is a great advantage. We've even found it's a great advantage on hunting knives. It'll make the edge last way longer. When you go into the field, you really don't need to take the machine with you. Even if you polish the edges, you can just take the ceramic with you, and when the polished edge starts to go away, you can put the edge back on the knife and it won't disturb the polish. It's really quite miraculous. I want to go back and say a few more words about the polish tapes. This is the one that I made a little cut in, and that's perfectly fine. That won't hurt it at all. To clean it, put a little bit of the soapy water on it and just rub it with a clean paper towel, and it'll come pretty clean, and you can usually get 3, 4, 5 knives out of each tape. And then when you're finishing the knife, if you put water on it, you will get a little bit higher finish, but just use a little tiny bit of water like that. If the water starts to run over the edge of the tape, it'll release the glue. So you can use water on them, but just be really delicate about it. I'm Ben Dale, the inventor of the Edge Pro Sharpening Systems. It's been a long journey. I've really enjoyed bringing it to you, and I really enjoy talking to you. So if you have any questions at all, don't struggle with it. Just give me a call. I'm at the phone every day from 11 to 2 Pacific time, and I'd really love to hear from you. Thanks very much.